Welcome back, my dear students. Today I am going to continue with the chapter New Questions and Ideas. We will be learning about one more important religion, that is Jainism, and what are Sanghas and Viharas. Around the time when Buddha was preaching his message and the Upanishads were being composed, another important thinker emerged on the Indian subcontinent. His name was Vardhaman Mahavira. Like Buddha, Mahavira was born in the family of the Kshatriyas. He was the prince of the Lichavis, one of the groups comprising the Vaji Sangha. He left home at the age of 30 to attain enlightenment. He lived in the forest for 12 years, finally achieving enlightenment at the age of 42. He died in Pawa, Bihar. His followers came to be known as Jains, and the religion followed by them is called Jainism. Now, let us learn about the teachings of Mahavira. Mahavira taught a simple doctrine that men and women who wish to know the truth must leave their homes. They must follow very strictly the rules of ahimsa, which means not hurting or killing living beings. All living beings wish to live as life is dear to everyone. Followers of Mahavira, who were known as Jains, also had to live a simple life, begging for food. They had to be absolutely honest and were especially asked not to steal. They also had to observe celibacy. Men also had to give up everything, including their clothes. What were the Sanghas? Both Mahavira and Buddha believed that it was necessary for persons seeking enlightenment to leave their homes. They arranged for them to stay together in a Sangha, an association for those who left their homes. The rules made by the Buddhist Sangha were written down in a book called Vinaya Pitaka. All men could join the Sangha, including Brahmins, Kshatriyas, merchants, laborers, slaves, and courtiers. Women had to take permission from their husbands to join the Sangha. Children had to take permission from their parents to join these Sanghas. Men and women who joined the Sangha had to lead simple lives. They meditated for most of the time and went to cities and villages to beg for food during fixed hours. They were known as bhikkhus or bhikkhunis. Both Jains and Buddhist monks and nuns moved from place to place throughout the year except the rainy season when traveling was usually difficult. Their supporters built temporary shelters for them in gardens or they lived in natural caves in hilly areas. Over the time, they began building more permanent settlements of wood and bricks or even inside caves. These shelters for monks and nuns were known as monasteries or viharas. Around the time when Jainism and Buddhism were becoming popular, Brahmins developed a system of ashrams. The word ashram does not mean a place where the people live and meditate. It is used instead for a stage of life. Four ashrams were recognized: Brahmacharya, Grihasth, Vanprasth, and Sannyas. During the Brahmacharya, the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas were expected to lead simple lives and study the Vedas during early years. Grihastha ashram involved marriage and leading a family life. In Vanprasth stage, men were expected to withdraw from worldly life and live and meditate in forest. The last stage, the sannyas ashram, required them to renounce the world and become sannyasis. The system of ashrams allowed men to spend some part of their lives in meditation. Generally, women were not allowed to study the Veds and they had to follow the ashrams chosen by their husbands. With this, I finished the chapter. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.